Week 6, Beat the Odds NFL gambling show. So much to do today as we get set for another week in the NFL. Michael Merlo, Beau Dragon here with you. Beau, another really tough week for me. I only hit my 1-point pick, and I just realized that today because I got bailed out on a line Sunday morning. I had it at 3.5 when we made the pick on Thursday. It closed at 4.5, but I had the 3.5. I thought I had the 4.5, so I did pick up one more point. But you hit your 2-point pick last week, and we are getting set for a big week in the NFL. Beau, how are you?
I'm good. I could be better. Yankees, right there.
Tough.
Ruth and Gehrig. Tough. But I'm fully into football now. I'm 100% of my energy is into football, and then the Knicks are starting soon. Obviously, the Rangers started 2 days ago now. So, it's a little dispersed, but at least it's not 50-50. It's all football.
How are you locked into the Giants? How could you possibly be locked in?
Never said that. See, that's the thing. I never said Giants.
Just the NFL.
Just the NFL. Because Thursday Night Football tonight is Giants-Eagles in MetLife Stadium. Dude, we talked about it right before this. I mean, this is going to be a blowout. We'll talk about that later. But I can't be locked into the Giants. I just can't. I won't do that to myself. I know better as a fan. I'm lucky I'm not a Mets and Jets fan. I'm a Giants and Yankees fan. So at least I know to not subject myself to losing. Whereas Mets and Jets fans, sorry for half of that.
Yeah.
They don't know sometimes. Yeah. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying in general, they still believe sometimes.
Okay.
And it's like, well, nobody's believing in the Giants right now. At least I'm not. And that's the way to do it.
There's no need to believe in this Giant team. We will talk about that Thursday Night Football game coming up in a little bit between the Giants and the Eagles. We'll make a pick on that. Of course, a Sunday night parlay in a little bit. We're going to run the 2-minute drill. We're going to play a little punt or profit. And right now, we are going to go to our expert picks. Beau is in the lead. He's got 16 points. He's 6-9. I am 5-10 with 9 points. Beau has been very good on his 2- and 3-point picks this year. Lost his first 3-point pick last week. Beau, I will leave the floor to you. Do I go first? Do you go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. And yeah, that's the sad part is that I lost my first 3-point pick. So I'm officially 4-1 on 3-point picks. I chose the Seahawks for 2 weeks in a row. And you know what? I felt bad about doing it. I felt better about the Broncos against the Eagles. That was my 2-point. And man, I should have switched it. I mean, what are we doing though? We're terrible. We're like 1-2 every single week, both of us. So we got to fix this. And it starts this week. If I hit all 3, I'm 9-9. I'm 500. If you hit all 3, you're 8-10. We're back on track if we hit all 3. So let's just do it. And my picks don't help that because my picks are crazy this week. I'm going to start off with my 1-point pick. It's Broncos at Jets, and you'll never guess who I'm taking. I'm taking the Jets, baby.
Wow.
I'm taking the Jets +7. And you got to remember, the only reason I'm taking this Jets team is because they're in London, right? The NFL's best interest is to keep this game close. This game is not close. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to watch it. They want their ratings all the way up. They want their international fans all the way up. So +7, I thought that was a lot for an international game. And I did my research. I went onto the Wikipedia page. I looked at the past international games from all the way back to when they started. I chose to do since 2021. I did a tally of how many games finished within 7 points, 7 or fewer, and how many games finished over 7 points. And it's 15 finished 7 or fewer, and 5 finished 8 or more. So technically, there's a 75% rate this game covers tonight. And I know this Broncos team is just obliterating teams on both fronts, offense and defense now. They just beat the Eagles last week straight up. And I took them for the spread last week against the Eagles. I'm high on them. I had them winning this division. I think they'll still win this game. But the Jets covering, especially with how this year has been with last-minute drives and everything like that. And, Justin Fields has been great. He really has when he's played full games. So I have the Jets covering. It's going to be messy. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. But the Jets will cover 7 points in London.
Yeah, that's pretty gross, but
That's gross, right?
I gotta respect it. I gotta really respect it. Um, that's a good job out of you. It's that gross. I almost like it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I had to think about it, but like, dude, no, that's gross.
I
Yeah.
got I got one that might be even more gross.
Oh, I'm so ready.
My 1 point pick. I'll take the Browns plus 5.5 in Pittsburgh this week. Home teams off a bye are 109, 138, and 9. That's 44% against the spread dating back to 2011. And if we want to shorten it a little bit in October and November, those home teams play coming off the bye at home 70 and 96 and 6. That's 42%. Those teams this week are the Packers, Falcons, and Steelers. I will take the Browns. Gabriel didn't look awful in his first game last week in London. They obviously just traded Joe Flacco. Shador may be the backup. They have a good defense over there in Cleveland. They beat the Packers outright a couple of weeks back. I'm not in love with the Steelers. I don't think this is a great team. I don't think this is a great offense. And I will take the Browns with a good defense, maybe the better defense. Yes, on the road, but with that home team off the bye stat, I'll lay it here. I'll take it here. I'll take the points 5.5 with my 1 point pick.
That's pretty gross. I like that though. I would take that too. There are two things I wanted to bring up in that game. One, Jalen Ramsey might be out, so that's big for the Steelers. But with that cornerback swap that we saw last night, Greg Newsome for Tyson Campbell, between the Jags and the Browns, is Tyson Campbell going to play for the Browns? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I feel like for defense, it's a little bit easier because he just hasn't watched the tape yet, and it happened on a Wednesday night, so he still has Thursday, Friday to practice. So I don't know. Like if Tyson Campbell plays, this defense is still awesome. But if he doesn't play, then DK Metcalf gets covered by their second best cornerback, and that's a little scary because Greg Newsome is awesome. So is Tyson Campbell. They're both awesome.
Yeah.
It was a weird trade last night, but that'll be interesting to look into. Yeah, I don't know. I think if Tyson Campbell plays, that could definitely be something that I see happening. Now, to my 2-point pick, Lions-Chiefs game, Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs are giving 2.5 points after their loss last week. I'm taking the Lions. I'm taking Detroit plus 2.5. Excuse me. Detroit plus 2.5. And there's one reason why, really. Detroit is 4-1 against the spread. Kansas City is 2-3 against the spread. Nothing has gone their way this year for Kansas City. And we're used to in the past it going their way every single time. And every one-score game, they're undefeated. It's the opposite this year. They're winless now in one-score games. This Lions offense is the best in the league. They're unstoppable. Yeah, they beat up on good teams, or they beat up on bad teams. God, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. But they beat up on bad teams. We'll see how they play good teams. They had that loss against the Packers in week 1, but they're 4-1. They won 4 straight games since that. They're on fire right now. Kansas City looks very off. And we saw that against the Jags. We saw it against all the other teams too. It's just their voodoo magic isn't happening this year. And that's scary for them, especially when they're playing such a good team in the Lions. I really don't know how the Lions are getting 2.5 points here. It's just because the Chiefs are at home, but even then, it's only like a 1.5 or 2-point swing. So it should at least be like 1.5 or maybe even half. Maybe it's gone back and forth with where the money is. I don't know. But the one problem for Detroit is that they're without their top 3 corners now, and for a while too, because DJ Reed just went on the IR. Khalil Dorsey's the other one that went on the IR. I think he was their 4th best cornerback. Not their noseback, but their 4th on the depth chart. But they use him a lot. And then obviously Terry Arnold's out, and he was one of the defensive player of the year candidates last year. So scary for that reason. It'll be an offensive game for sure. We'll talk about it for Sunday Night Football because I'm sure you want to get your opinion on that game there. And I have a couple more things to add, I guess, betting wise. But yeah, I like the Lions in Kansas City plus 2.5.
My 2-point pick, the Kansas City Chiefs minus 2.5. I have a lot to say on this game. We'll start with this one. Teams that are getting 60% plus of the tickets this season, the public teams, they're 13-30 against the spread through 5 weeks. Teams with 70% of the tickets are 3-13 against the spread, including 0-7 when those teams at home. That doesn't apply here. Lions getting 80% of those tickets there. 80% of the tickets right now on 2 websites that I've checked this morning. The Chiefs, we know how good they are covering these spreads, especially Patrick Mahomes as a short home favorite. Just got to find it right here. I understand. Here he is. Mahomes -3 or shorter as a favorite, 29-12-1 in his career against the spread. I love it. I mean, I understand that Dan Campbell and Jared Goff, all they do is cover spreads. I get it. But man, the Chiefs coming off a loss, can't fall to 2-4, tough division race. The Lions have played really good football, but who the hell have the Lions played? The Lions have played the Bengals. They've played the Bears. Yeah, they played the Packers. They lost. Their only big win is against the Ravens. That was a great win. It was an impressive win, but their only real win is against the Baltimore Ravens. I will take the Chiefs here in this spot. Almost feels like a desperation spot at home to win and cover. Chiefs -2.5, 2-point pick.
That's a great counter argument. I like that we're going against each other for our 2 points too. That's going to be fun. Yeah, the 13-30 against the spread when they're getting 60% or more of the public. That's a stat that's been with me since last week because they were 10-24 last week. They're 13-30 now. It's scary. It's scary, and that's why you have to pick these games sometimes just based off the money if you don't know what to do. So I will add back to my 1-point pick. The Broncos are getting 82%. So that's why another reason to take the Jets there. Just saying. But moving on to my 3-point pick, the 49ers at Buccaneers. It is a 3-point spread. The Bucs are favored at home, and I'm taking the Niners in this one. I'm taking the Niners because every single game that the Bucs have won have been 3-point games or less. They haven't won by 3 or more, or they haven't won by more than 3, I should say. Now, this Bucs team is electric, right? This is an amazing team. Their offense is one of the best deep threats in football. They pass the ball down the field. They're explosive plays all the time. And this Niners team with Kyle Shanahan and even Mac Jones at quarterback looks unbeatable, right? They beat up the Rams on Thursday Night Football. It was a great game to watch. CMC is one of the best receivers in football, not even the best running backs, but the best receivers too. So that's scary for them. They have a lot to worry about in that. And, Juwan Jennings is coming back this week. Ricky Pearsall might not play. That's okay. They had Kayshon Boutte get like 100 not Kayshon Boutte.
He was great.
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne.
Same initials. Get like over 100 yards. So I like the Niners in this getting 3 points. I don't know if they win or whatever, but if they cover the 3 points, it's just going to be another 2-minute drill from Baker Mayfield winning the game. That's how it's going to go. It's whoever gets the ball last wins this game. And if it's based off of a field goal, then that's the 3-point spread right there.
Baker has been great. He's been great in every aspect. That's your 3-point pick. I really like it. My 3-point pick is kind of sketchy, kind of not. Seahawks plus the 1.5. I don't know if it's worth a 3-point pick, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. McDonald covers on the road. Since he became head coach, they're 9-1 straight up and 6-3-1 against the spread. Seattle since 2018, they're 15-8 against the spread when they've gone out east. And the Jaguars coming off a short week after facing the Chiefs on Monday Night Football last week. The last decade, those teams have struggled the next week. They're 26-42 straight up and 30-38 against the spread in those games. On the contrary to that, though, and I'll give you the other side, Trevor Lawrence has been good after a win. So I'm going to take the Seahawks team because I think they're the better team. I still don't fully trust Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence. There was a lot of mistakes made in that game last week, but I really like the Seahawks team. They played one of the better games of the week, the best game of the week in the Buccaneers-Seahawks game. and they played really well. And it was, if it's not for a Sam Darnold turnover late, they probably win that football game. So I think Seattle's better, and I think Seattle's going to go out east, and they're not going to face a tough home field, and they're going to win the game outright. Plus 1.5 is the pick. They're going to win the game on the money line.
Yeah, I like that. I think everybody's high on the Jags right now just because of, well, Monday Night Football, but also recently, I mean, their defense is probably one of the best defenses in the league. Devin Lloyd's playing out of his mind right now. Yeah, I like that pick. I was thinking about that. I was back and forth the entire time because I didn't know. I took the Seahawks 2 weeks ago as my 3-point. That one on Thursday Night Football. Last week I took them, and they screwed me. So I kind of hate the Seahawks right now.
Yeah.
But Sam Darnold is awesome. Their defense is awesome. This is going to be a really good defensive game. 1.5 points is good. Yeah, I like that. That's a good pick, Mike.
There we go. Time for punt or profit, Beau. You have a couple of picks over there that we are going to read off. I have a couple as well. I'll let you start off with the ones you have, though, before we get to the 2-minute drill.
Yeah, so no Chuba Hubbard this week, probably. I think he's doubtful to play. So it's probably going to be Rico Dowdle again, right? Rico Dowdle, 100+ rushing yards. And the reason is it's a revenge game against the Cowboys, the team he was on last year. So are you punting or profiting off that, Mike?
I would punt on. I would profit off that. Excuse me, because Cowboys defense kind of sucks, but their run defense is good. That's the problem. So I don't know. I probably still profit. I'll profit.
I was going to profit off that too, because I agree with you, but their run defense actually isn't that good. If you look at the numbers, and 100+ isn't that much. I mean, you got like 206 scrimmage yards last week. So
right.
I think it's possible to happen again, but that's their only chance of winning. Then they're going to do it, right? So I think I'd profit off that Rico Dowdle. You have one, or should I go again?
I have one. Dennis Owls likes the Panthers staying in that game +3. That against the Cowboys. They're in Carolina. I actually don't hate that. I consider that as my 1-point pick. Excuse me. That's a tough game, though. That's definitely a tough game to handicap there. Dallas, playing a little bit better. They had the tie, obviously. Then they beat down on the Jets last week, if you really count that as a win. And Carolina last week lost a tough one at home won a game late against the Dolphins. They're starting to feel it a little bit, starting to feel good. So Panthers +3. If we can get that to 3.5, I'd probably take it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too as my 1 point. I like the Panthers in this game just because I think it's hilarious. And I think that everybody's high on the Cowboys right now just because their offense is really good, which it is, and their defense is terrible. Both those things are true at the same time. Are the Panthers better than the Jets? Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty easy answer. Does that mean that the Panthers can cover this or win this game? I don't know. That's still a little bit of a stretch for me. At home, I like it too. That's better, obviously, but I don't know. I would still side with the Panthers just because I'd assume most of the money's on Cowboys, on Dallas. So, that's what that is. I have another one. We have Joe Flacco, his first game, because he's going to be playing apparently. Somehow he learning the playbook already. 250+ passing yards, and the reason is because the only team he's beaten this year was the Packers, and that's who the Bengals are playing on Sunday. So, are you punting or profiting off that?
I'm going to punt.
You're punting on Flacco 250? Okay.
I'm going to punt.
It's
tough.
T. Higgins,
I know,
and
I have T. Higgins. I just actually traded for T. Higgins in one of my fantasy leagues. Like I should. I have confidence that it's going to be a little bit better than what it was, but not in the first week, not against that defense. If it isn't, we're gonna have problems. That's all I'm gonna say with that. I'm gonna be, if Flacco has a nice game and they cover this spread, I am going to rip a new one into that Packer defense. Oh my God.
Could you imagine they lose to Joe Flacco twice in a year when he switched teams?
God, that would be hysterical. It would honestly be hysterical.
That'd be good. Yeah. You got another one?
No, I'm out. I'm out here. Time for the 2-minute drill next week. Look out for the post punter profit 2-minute drill time, Beau, at the 20-minute mark. We're gonna spin a wheel. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. We're going to spin a wheel. We're going to get our odds, and then I'm going in blind here. I mean, I'm going in blind.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So here we go. We're spinning the wheel. Beau, you call out the number as soon as you see it.
I'll call out the number as soon as I see it. 68 plus 680.
Plus 680. That is what we need to get to, so a little bit easier. Let's get on the Magic app. Okay. You got a timer
Tell me when.
set?
Yeah, tell me when. I'll start that timer.
Let's go now.
Okay. And I'll start us off because I have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do. I'm going in that Patriots Saints game. Diggs had 150 something yards last week. This time he's going to New Orleans against the Saints. His line is 60.5. That's low. You know what? I like that right off the bat. Diggs 61 plus.
All right, so over 61.
Over 61. And that's minus 114. That's an even line right there.
I love JSN. JSN cashed a touchdown parlay for me last week. JSN 70 plus. That's at minus 168.
I like that. Against the Jags, right?
Against the Jags, 70 plus.
Maybe they don't have Greg Newsome in time yet, like we were talking about. Maybe they don't learn the playbook yet, or I'm sure they'll play because it's just defense. They're not going to be doing too much intricate stuff, just disguises they'll be working on.
Right. So, we may have odds for you today, Beau. If you're up next, you got it.
We do. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised, and I'll say real quick just because we're getting odds today. That's good. Yeah. I'm going to go to the Niners-Bucks game that I was talking about. And I was saying this offense runs through Baker Mayfield. The odds aren't up for him yet. But I'll take Baker Mayfield at 250. Let's do 250 plus passing yards. I don't know what the odds are yet, but we'll post that when they're live. We'll post a 2-minute drill on Sunday. You'll see this.
And I need one more. How much time do I have?
We have 20 seconds.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. You better hurry.
Oh my
we got 3. So far, Diggs over 61, JSN 70 plus, and Baker 250 plus.
I will take Jacobs, Josh Jacobs 70 plus.
70 plus. We got it in time. No, we didn't get it in time. Right at the end. We got it right at the end. 70 plus.
We completed the 2-minute drill. That's what we just did. 70 plus rushing yards. Here is the 2-minute drill. JSN 70 plus receiving yards, minus 168. Diggs over 60.5. That's minus 114. Baker 250 plus. We don't have odds yet. We will get those out to you. And Josh Jacobs 70 plus. That's the 2-minute drill. Thank you for sticking with us and believing in us getting that 2-minute drill done. And it is time for the Sunday night football parlay. That's right. A great Sunday night game. We both have picks in this game in our expert picks. I have the Chiefs. Beau's got the Lions. Here we go. I love it. I really feel good about this game.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel good about it too. But that's probably because I'm siding with the public, which makes me not feel good about it. So now I'm scared. But we talked about this game already. I think there's a lot to go over. I think it's important. If you're betting on player props, it's important to know the Lions are without the top 3 of their top 4 corners. So that's really good for the Chiefs because they already spread the ball out so much. So if you want to take props like that, whatever. But leading into my first pick, the corners being out and the Kansas City defense not being what they were, I'll take the over at 52.5. The total points over 52.5 for our parlay, just because
really
I think it's going to be a very offensive game, which a lot of people probably wouldn't think at first. But, and that's a high over too. 52.5 is high. But if I can see the score being 33-28, something like that, yeah, that hit the over. So I like that.
There we go. We're getting our first total bet in this year.
Oh, yeah.
The over 52.5. All right, Beau, you just mentioned we have the corners out. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I would agree with you. I also think Patrick Mahomes is going to have a very, very nice day. And there's no odds on this just yet, but I will take Patrick Mahomes 275 plus passing and rushing yards.
Woo!
275 plus pass and rush yards for Patrick Mahomes.
You know what, Mike? I like that because the Chiefs, everybody talks about how terrible their run game is, right? But they're
He's
like 11th.
He's their leading rusher. He's their leading rusher this year, which is insane.
Yeah, especially because it's not Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. It's Patrick Mahomes. And I think I saw this before. I think they're 11th in overall rushing yards, which is also crazy because it's like the majority of that's coming from Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. I like that a lot. Yeah, if they win this game, it's going to be through Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, that's what's going to need to happen. So that's a good pick. I'll go to my second pick.
Yep. We're subtracting. We're going to subtract one of these picks. We're only going with 3, so we're going to have to figure out which one we're dropping at the end.
Correct. I was just going to ask that. You read my mind. Look at that. So my second pick, Xavier Worthy, over 60.5 receiving yards against what we said, the Lions defensive back room, who is depleted right now. I like the over for Xavier Worthy. He could get that in one play, if we're being honest. He could easily get that. I mean, he could get that in one play, obviously, but he could easily get that in 2 or 3 plays. So that's not that much, in my opinion. I don't have odds yet, but I'm assuming his line is going to be around there because I got that number somehow. So
yeah, there we go. And I don't even want to give my last pick because I like both of those. I like your Worthy pick, unless you want to take the over out. I had Kareem Hunt 25 plus rushing yards. He's hit it 4 straight weeks now. I had him in a parlay last week with it. So unless you like that better than the over, I'm good with those 3 picks.
I like those 3 picks too. Yeah, Kareem Hunt, that's a sneaky good pick though. I didn't know he hit 25
minus 188. Yeah, minus 188. So we'll take the over. We'll juice the odds a little bit more, and we'll take the over 52.5. We have Patrick Mahomes passing and rushing combined 275 plus, and we have Xavier Worthy over 60.5. Correct. That is the Sunday night parlay. Super pumped for that. We'll get that in as well. Beau, time for Thursday night football.
Oh, no.
The Giants and the Eagles. This is what I'll say about this game. And, you know, as chalky as this is what I want to say. Last week, we both took the Rams. And about 2 hours after we made the pick, I knew it was the wrong side. So as much as I want to take the Eagles tonight, minus 7.5, because they are the far superior team, the Giants have no wide receivers tonight. I don't know how the Giants move the football down the field. I believe the Giants defense is going to step up. This Eagle offense hasn't gotten going yet. And maybe tonight's the night they get Saquon Barkley going. Maybe tonight's the night Saquon goes for 250 and 2 touchdowns. But I don't think so. So I'll take the Giants plus 7.5. I'll hold my nose and I'll say, you know what? Giants cover this game. Defense steps up. Running game's good. And they keep it close. And the game goes under because I think the game goes under regardless. And that's where I'm at because I'm not going to take the chalk eater pick again like last week. So I'll take the Giants plus 7.5.
Now, I'm taking the Giants plus 7.5 for the same or for different reasons. So I'm taking the Giants plus 7.5 for different reasons. And that's because it's a primetime game. Same with the London game that I said I'm taking the Jets in. It's in their best interest to keep it close. Now, we've done the research on the ref. Cleat, I think his name is Clete, Cleat Brown, something like that. He's very, very even. So his against the spread numbers are like 40 and 43. It's very even. And I think that favors the Giants in this, obviously. They're a home team right now, obviously. And 7 is a lot. That's a touchdown. But the problem is, Mike, we both chose the Rams last week. We both got clowned because what was that? Obviously, we should have taken Shanahan. That was bad. But, like, I'm not going to take the Eagles this week because, well, one, it's a 7.5. It's not 7. But the Giants getting that, it just feels like it's meant to happen. And I don't think they're going to win this game. I actually think it's going to be a blowout. But the right pick in this game is to take the Giants plus 7.5 because it's primetime. Because we've seen how every primetime game has ended this year so far. And they've all been down to the wire besides maybe 1 or 2. Like they've all been 2-minute drives. They've all been last possession wins. It's all been sweating out your parlays until the very, very end. So I don't think this game is going to be much different just because of that. It's following a trend. The primetime games the last 2 years sucked. We all can agree on that, especially Thursday Night Football. That sucked. So this game, in their best interest, is to keep it close. Giants plus 7.5. Apparently, roughly 70% of the money's on Philly. So that favors the Giants there. And then, I don't know, like you said about the Giants defense, I think the Giants defense is terrible. I think they, no disguise. Everybody's open. Deontay Banks sucks. He shouldn't have a house to live in. And the Giants can't even generate pressure, that's what this defense was built off of. Shane Bowen just sucks. So I would say I'm taking the Giants just to take the Giants, man. Like, I just want to get this game out of the way. Like, it's not going to be fun to watch as a Giants fan. It's not going to be fun to watch as a football fan. But the right pick to take is the Giants plus 7.5.
It's going to be gross, but we're going to be locked into it. Playoff baseball tonight as well. The National League looks to see if they wrap up a couple of games there. The Dodgers and the Phillies at 6, and the Brewers and the Cubs at 9. For some reason, those are flipped. I have no clue why. But either way, enjoy the playoff baseball. Enjoy the football tonight and the football this weekend. Check out our social media page for all of our clips. Super pumped, super excited, and we're going to win some money this week. We'll talk to you guys next week.